Coming up on News 11, a man pleads guilty for theft of COVID funds, a plane crashes into a fire truck in New York City, and a real possum is found hiding in an Australian gift shop. All this and more, News 11 starts right now.
Good evening and welcome back to News 11. I'm Jenna Gorton.
And I'm Julia Skiba.
We have a lot of exciting stories to cover, so let's get started with your local news. BOCES students continue the late winter tradition of tapping maple trees for syrup. At the Los Guidas Educational Center, the students enrolled in the Conservation and Natural Resources Management program through Erie to Chautauqua Cattaraugus BOCES. Over the course of several days, the juniors and seniors collected sap from nearby maples and carefully boiled it, ultimately producing about 7 gallons of golden syrup. While being a lesson in both science and patience, it also gave them a nice addition to the pancakes that the culinary arts students prepared with their instructor, David Kakamies, turning their hard work into a nice breakfast. Conservation instructor Taylor Beaver said his students were eager to participate again this year with support from their teacher aide, Erica Tenpass. During the recent breakfast, juniors from the conservation program visited the culinary arts kitchen and were able to connect with the students there, share skills, and enjoy the fruits of each other's labor. After the event, each conservation student took home some of the syrup they helped produce, while the remainder was sold to support the Los Guidas Future Farmers of America chapter.
The truck of a missing Lakewood man has been recovered from Lake Chautauqua, but the owner's whereabouts remains unknown. According to the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office, the truck was recovered on Friday afternoon near the Chautauqua Bridge and towed by boat to Long Point State Park, where it was removed from the lake. They confirmed that the truck belongs to Daniel Emerson, a Lakewood resident who has been missing since March 3rd. The recovery of the truck took several days and faced many setbacks, including poor weather conditions and underwater visibility. Police are encouraging anyone who lives on Chautauqua Lake and may have camera footage of the truck driving on the lake on March 3rd to contact the Lakewood, Buste, or Chautauqua County Sheriff's Criminal Investigation Division. The investigation into Emerson's disappearance remains ongoing.
A Dunkirk man by the name of Lamont Brown was pleaded guilty for the theft of COVID funds this past week. U.S. Attorney Michael DiGiacomo declared Brown had made this plea to Judge John Sinatra Jr. on Friday. With this admission, Brown will be sentenced with a maximum penalty of 10 years and fined $250,000. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Brown had recruited others to help him gain compensation through the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. Their crew used personally identifiable information to gain PUA funds from the Puerto Rico Department of Labor and Human Resources. Brown was not entitled to receive any funds from PUA, yet in July of 2020, he had received a check for $10,122 from the scheme, with portions from his recruits as payment. Brown deposited the money within a checking account at Lakeshore Savings Bank before withdrawing and spending the money. Since neither Brown nor his recruits lived or worked in Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rican Department of Labor and Human Resources lost $67,524 through the scheme. After an investigation by Homeland Security under the direction of Agent Aaron Keegan, they found Brown guilty of the scheme, which resulted in his plea of guilt. Brown is expected to be sentenced on August 5th before Judge Sinatra.
In the town of Villanova, a man named Ethan Guest has been charged for allegedly setting a camper on fire in Forestville. Chautauqua County Sheriff's deputies were called last Thursday to an undisclosed location in the hamlet for a report of larceny of a camper. Further investigation found that the 25-year-old set the camper on fire, causing a total loss, with the owner completely unaware. The sheriff's office issued a warrant for Guest's arrest that was signed on Monday, charging him with third-degree arson and criminal mischief. He has since been transported to the Chautauqua County Jail for centralized arraignment.
This Saturday, March 28th, the town of Jamestown will host their annual Easter egg hunt. The event will be held at 11 a.m. at the Allen Soccer Fields and is open to all children ages 12 and under. The Easter Bunny will also be at the event to help kids find treasures and take photos. There are some special hidden eggs that will allow children to win extra prizes if found. There will also be an additional sensory-friendly hunt for kids who may benefit from a more relaxed environment. Jamestown recommends arriving before 11 a.m. with baskets in hand to be ready for the hunt. The town and its citizens are excited to bring back this annual event.
Refresco, one of Western New York's largest grape processors, has made major budget cuts due to supply issues and market challenges. These cuts have had a large impact on local grape farmers in the area. The company severed all of its contracts to local farms, including Concord and Niagara Grapes, outsourcing to larger farms instead. Many local farmers grow and harvest their grapes in bulk and send their products directly to larger companies like Refresco. Without these contracts, many grape crops will not be harvested. Luckily, some local farmers have contracts with multiple large processors, so the Refresco cut did not completely alter their businesses. However, some smaller farmers only contracted with Refresco, causing them to search for a new processor to invest in their crop.
The annual Easter shopping season has begun at Buffalo's historic Broadway Market. Buffalo's Mayor Sean Ryan joined several small business owners, community leaders, and other officials this past Saturday for the blessing of the Easter basket. As usual, the Broadway Market is stocked with all its Easter necessities, from butter lambs and pussy willows to meats and horseradish. Easter Bunny was also there for kids to join and get their pictures taken with. On Friday, the public received an update on the Broadway Market's major revitalization plan. The project is expected to cost between $40 million and $45 million, with reorganization of the interior layout, a multi-purpose parking lot to host events, and new signage. Construction is expected to begin this summer.
Mayor Sean Ryan of Buffalo, New York, proposed a 25% property tax increase on Friday, and lawmakers and residents have thoughts on the proposal. Mayor Ryan hopes to close a $109 million deficit by $45 million with this increase. Residents of Buffalo's Elmwood Village have the sentiment that they don't mind the increase as long as they see their money being used for the better and fast. They believe that the tax rate is quite low as it is and would like to see things in their city funded, like ability to repair potholes. Renters fear that landlords will increase their rents to rates that are not affordable in this economic climate. Most residents agree that they would like to see what programs their money is going to. Lawmakers have expressed concern for the residents who will not be able to afford such a steep increase, while they have seen this coming. And when we return, we will have your national stories. We'll be right back.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Late Sunday night, an Air Canada plane flying in from Montreal collided with a fire truck while landing at New York's LaGuardia Airport. At approximately 11:40 p.m., the aircraft, a Bombardier CRJ-900, operated by Jazz Aviation on behalf of Air Canada, crashed into a Port Authority aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle that was responding to a separate incident involving an unknown odor in the cockpit. The collision killed the plane's pilot and co-pilot, injured several others, and caused the airport, New York's third busiest, to temporarily shut down. According to the airline, the plane was carrying 72 passengers and 4 crew members, 41 of whom were transported to the hospital. Port Authority Executive Director Catherine Garcia said in a news conference early Monday morning that 2 people in the fire truck were also taken to the hospital and are in stable condition. After evacuating the plane, passengers were bused to the terminal and directed to Air Canada's ticket counter to be reunited with their families. Photos and videos show severe damage to the nose of the plane as well as the mangled body of the fire truck. The plane was traveling at over 100 miles per hour when it hit the truck. The airport reopened for flights around 2 p.m. on Monday. This incident marks the first fatal accident in LaGuardia since a plane crashed while attempting to take off on the same day exactly 34 years ago.
New York City's new First Lady, Rama Dawaji, is now facing mass scrutiny over the use of her artwork in a magazine discussing the Israel-Hamas war. The image was published back in February by the online magazine Slow Factory, alongside an essay by Diana Islai about a Gaza camp for internally displaced people amid the war. This essay is part of a compilation of essays edited by Palestinian-American author Susan Abdullaha. She has referred to Israeli forces as, quote, Jewish supremacist demons, end quote, and the 2023 attacks in October are, quote, a spectacular moment that shocked the world, end quote. Key City Hall staffers were unaware that Dawaji had been commissioned to do the artwork for her post, which have now created days of headlines and tough questions at press conferences for Mayor Zoran Mamdani. While Dawaji has not commented publicly, she has explained about the language and the art that she has freelanced. She has had no communication with the author and was unaware of Abdullahi's posts. Abdullahi responded by denying that she was anti-Jewish and was disappointed with what Mamdani had said. Dawaji has been seen sharing and liking posts of pro-Palestinian and anti-Israel views, with the Free Beacon reporting a racial slur she has posted when she was 15. These may have went unnoticed during Mamdani's mayoral campaign, but are now creating new scrutiny for them both, as Mamdani faces skepticism from many in New York's Jewish community, the largest of any city outside of Israel.
Amid the national shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, ICE agents have been deployed to airports around the country. 14 airports have received ICE agents to assist with security, with thousands of TSA agents not coming to work. Many have gone without pay since February. This has sparked a lot of fear in travelers with long wait times and flight delays. Airport delays and TSA wait times can be found on CNN.com. New York City Airport LaGuardia recently reopened after a fatal collision occurred between an Air Canada plane and a fire truck. 2 nights ago, Donald Trump rejected a solution to end the shutdown, leaving it unclear how long this will last. He has stated that we will not shut. This has sparked a lot of fear in travelers with long wait times and flight delays. Airport delays and TSA wait times can be found on CNN.com. New York City Airport LaGuardia recently reopened after a fatal collision occurred between an Air Canada plane and fire truck. 2 nights ago, Donald Trump rejected a solution to end the shutdown, leaving it unclear how long this will last. He has stated that we will not agree to a DHS funding deal until Democrats support the Save America Act, an act proposed to add restrictions to voting.
As the U.S. sets its horizons on establishing a permanent base on the moon, NASA's home away from home is growing more and more uncertain. Located 1,200 miles above the ground, the 27-year-old International Space Station has been hosting nearly 300 astronauts in continuous habitation, but its retirement is looming, with the station's end expected as soon as 2030. While the U.S. has said it will keep the orbiting outpost afloat until at least 2030, lawmakers are now signaling that will not allow enough time to develop, test, and launch a commercial space station to replace the ISS. Without a space station in low Earth orbit, American astronauts could be left stranded on Earth for long periods of time, which is a less than ideal scenario to be in. This is considering that the U.S. has continuously had at least 1 astronaut in space for the last 26 years. The plan is for new space stations developed by commercial companies to fill the void, providing home bases for astronauts from NASA and its international partners.
On Monday, President Donald Trump said the United States would postpone further strikes on Iran, causing stocks to rise and oil prices to fall. Oil prices posted their biggest single-day drop since March 10th, and the declines come after oil prices on Friday settled at their highest level since July 2022. In an early Monday morning social media post, Trump said discussions with Iran would take place over the course of the week, but it remains unclear if the Strait of Hormuz would be safe for travel. The waterway, which carries 20% of the world's oil supply, has been closed by Iran. Chris Larkin, managing director for Trading and Investigation at E-Trade from Morgan Stanley, said, quote, "The market woke up to some potentially good news out of the Middle East, but follow through on any relief rally will likely require tangible follow through on the geopolitical front," end quote. Even with the declines in oil prices on Monday, prices remained around a third higher than they were before the United States and Israel attacked Iran on February 28th.
James Gracie, also known as Jimmy, traveled to Barcelona for his spring break, visiting classmates who were studying abroad. Gracie and his friends went to a club on Tuesday, March 17th in the early morning hours. Around 3 in the morning, Gracie parted ways with his friends and was last seen alive at that time. In the couple days that went by, police searched the streets of Barcelona as well as the nearby beach for signs of Gracie. James's father also flew down to Barcelona to help with the search. On Thursday, the police found Gracie's body a few meters in the water of Somorrostó, which is located near the club that the group of friends went to. A police spokesperson stated that, quote, "Everything points to it being an accident, not a criminal act," end quote. In a statement, James's family was heartbroken and said that, quote, "Jimmy was a deeply loved son, grandson, brother, nephew, cousin, and friend, and our family is struggling to come to terms with this unimaginable loss," end quote. Gracie was the oldest of 5 children and helped care for his brothers. He also was a part of the Theta Chi fraternity at the University of Alabama and was a devoted hockey player. The University of Alabama also submitted a statement and said, quote, "Jimmy's loss is deeply felt across our campus, and the university has been in close contact with the family and will continue to provide support to them," end quote. And when we return, Zach Baer joins us with our sports update, and we'll have your first look at the weather. We'll be right back.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the Sisterhood of Women in Tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
To get to know each other
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
We're now joined by Zach Bayer, who will be giving us our weekly sports update. What's going on in sports, Zach?
Thanks, Jenna. Over spring breaks, Fredonia's baseball and softball teams headed down to Florida to kick off their season. The women's softball team came away with 3 wins against Knox College, Clarkson University, and Framingham State University. Men's baseball found no luck down south and is still looking to pick up a win this weekend against Plattsburgh State. Women's lacrosse is also looking to pick up another win against the Hawks in New Paltz this weekend. And now I'll toss it back to Jenna for our weather forecast. What do you have for us, Jenna?
Thank you, Zach. Today we're continuing to see the warm spring weather peak its head with cloudy skies throughout the day and a high of 54 degrees. As we head into the night, we may see some rain as we drop down to a low of 46 degrees. Thursday, be sure to pack your umbrella as it'll be a rainy day. In the morning, we will see an 87% chance of rain showers with cloudy skies and a high of 57 degrees. Going into the night, we will continue to see those showers and drop down to a low of 28 degrees, where we will see a mix of rain and snow showers. Sunny days are coming up ahead, so stay tuned for your weekend weather. And when we return, we have your international headlines. We'll be right back.
To Sofia and Gabriel, Miss Flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
A Colombian military transport plane crashed while taking off in the south of the country at around 11 a.m. local time on Monday, killing at least 1 person and injuring 77. According to President Gustavo Petro, the status of 43 people remains unknown. The aircraft was a C-130H Hercules cargo plane that entered service with the U.S. Air Force in 1965 and was donated to the Colombian Air Force in 2020. Defense Minister Pedro Sanchez said that the cause of the crash has not yet been determined. The plane was carrying 114 passengers and 11 crew members, more than 100 of whom were military personnel. Footage of the crash shows that it crashed less than 2 miles from the airport. Images from the scene showed flames and thick black smoke rising from the wreckage. President Pedro said that the crash, quote, should never have happened, end quote, attributing the accident to a lack of modernization of the armed force.
A customer at a gift shop in an Australia airport last Wednesday discovered that one of the cuddly plush animals for sale was out of place when its eyes began to move. Spotted among a shelf of stuffed kangaroos was a real Australian brush-tail possum peering out into the store. The store is located in the departure terminal of Tasmania's Hobart Airport, and it is unknown how the possum got inside and how long it spent there. Retail manager Liam Bloomfield said a passenger reported it to one of the staff members on shift who couldn't quite believe what she was hearing. She then called the airport management and said, "We've got a possum in the store," end quote. The little critter eventually grew afraid of the attention and left the store. Airport staff were later able to safely remove the possum from the airport. Officials said that it is unlikely that the possum was placed there as a prank, as someone would have had to put the possum through X-ray screening to get it into the terminal. Bloomfield said, quote, "I'm imagining that it saw some of the plush animals that were for sale on the shelf, and it decided to make its home with those. It wanted to blend in," end quote.
Residents of the Russian capital are finding that their smartphones have been dumbed down amid an unprecedented shutdown of the mobile internet. Russia, traditionally known for digital censorship, has seen unprecedented internet and mobile service outages since early March. Residents in Moscow, a city of 13 million, are struggling to navigate and use mobile apps, leading to difficulties in making voice calls and sending SMS. In response, some have resorted to panic buying walkie-talkies, paper maps, and pagers. Speculation suggests that authorities may be assessing their capacity to suppress public protests in anticipation of potentially unpopular mobilization measures for the Ukraine war. Concerns also include possible mobile internet outages leading to broader digital blackouts and whether new restrictions indicate increasing fear and paranoia within the Kremlin due to U.S.-led regime change efforts impacting Russian allies like Venezuela and Iran. There have also been speculation the Kremlin may be planning to ban Telegram, Russia's most widely used messaging app, entirely. And after the break, a look at the cancellation of the new Bachelorette season, Chuck Norris's death, and Furman's victory in the Lemon Pound Cake defamation case. We'll be right back.
We've been down there. You gotta do the same. Post office, all you do is sign. So don't get nervous. Sign your name. Executive service. It takes no time. Just sign on the line at the
Did you see like the
video
like the TMZ?
Hey guys, if you're about to turn 18, you've got to register with Selective Service. It's simple. Just go down to the post office, fill out a card, and turn it in. That's all there is to it. There's no draft now. You're just adding your name to Selective Service's list in case there's a national emergency.
So if you're 18 now, Selective Service, you gotta get down. Post office.
Register with Selective Service. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the law.
Takes no time. Just sign on the line at the post office. Selective Service.
Upon the release of footage relating to the secret lives of Mormon wives Taylor Paul's 2023 arrest, ABC has announced it will not be airing its upcoming season of The Bachelorette. The show's next star was set as Taylor Frankie Paul to begin airing this past Sunday, when on Thursday, TMZ published a video seen physically fighting her former boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen. Mortensen and Paul share one child born in 2024. In the video, it appears Paul kicks Mortensen while forcefully grabbing his head and throwing what appears to be a bar stool at him. Mortensen has heard yelling at Paul, saying, quote, "Your daughter is sitting right there," end quote, where he then walks toward a couch where a child can be heard crying. TMZ reported that the video was part of the legal proceedings, although the video's authenticity has yet to be verified. In a statement made out People on Thursday, Paul's representative said the reality star, quote, "is very grateful for ABC's support as she prioritizes her family's safety and security. And after years of solitinal suffering, extensive mental and physical abuse, as well as threats of retaliation, Taylor is finally gaining the strength to face her accuser and taking steps to ensure that she and her children are protected from any further harm," end quote.
Chuck Norris, a famous action hero, martial arts world champion, and Walker, Texas Ranger star, has died at 86 years old. On Thursday, March 19th, the Norris family posted on Instagram and Facebook saying, quote, "It is with heavy hearts that our family shares the sudden passing of our beloved Chuck Norris yesterday morning," end quote. They also added that Norris was at peace and was surrounded by family before his death. According to news outlets, Norris had an unexpected medical emergency on Thursday and was hospitalized. Chuck Norris had an established career and starred in many action movies, the most memorable being the 1972 film The Way of the Dragon opposite Bruce Lee. Throughout the 70s and 80s, he became a famous action hero for many fans. In the 90s, he switched from movies to TV, starring as the title role in Walker, Texas Ranger. After Norris's death, the family thanked fans for their support and ended the post with, quote, "Through his work, discipline, and kindness, he inspired millions around the world and left a lasting impact on so many," end quote.
American rapper Joseph Foreman, better known as Afroman, won a defamation lawsuit against 7 Ohio sheriff's deputies who sued him over music videos that mocked the deputies who raided his home in 2022. In August of that year, a squad of deputies from the Adams County Sheriff's Office broke down his door with weapons in hand over a warrant to search for evidence for drug trafficking and kidnapping, failing to find anything that would justify charges. The rapper wasn't home at the time, but a family member recorded videos of the search on their phone. Footage from the house's security cameras shows the officers tearing through his kitchen, and according to Afroman, the officers, quote, "left his house torn apart, cut his security video cords, took cash from his home, and traumatized his kids," end quote. Over a 3-day trial, he had successfully argued for his First Amendment right to mock the deputies as public figures, and that his lyrics could not be reasonably be taken as literal statements of the fact. Afroman used the witness stand as yet another way to present the raid as a, quote, "serious act of wrongdoing," and to insist on his power to make fun of it, end quote. This case stands as yet another example of how the court system continues to uphold the fundamental right to free speech, despite when it comes in the form of criticism or satire. Now we're going to toss it to Jules one more time tonight for the end of the weekend weather. How's it look, Jules?
Thanks, Jenna. Friday, it will cool down quite a bit with a high of 32 degrees. We will have sunny skies with some clouds, and as we head into the evening, we will see more of those clouds dropping down to a low of 24 degrees. Saturday, we will see about the same with sunny skies in the morning and high of 33 degrees. Heading into the night, we will see more of those clouds with a low of 29 degrees, and on Sunday, it will warm back up a bit with a high of 45 degrees. That sun is going to start to go away a little with mainly cloudy skies. And at night, we will drop down to a low of 39 degrees. That's all we have for your weather for this week.
Thank you so much, Jules. That does it for News 11. Thank you to our behind-the-scenes crew. We'll be back next week.
And as always, thank you to everyone watching at home. Have a great night.